Good day everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you an easy 4-hour strategy you can use all the way down to the 1 minute, and you can catch trades every single 4-hour candle. So make sure you stay till the end of the video so that you can exactly see the strategy that I'm going to show you today. Let's jump straight to the charts. All right everyone, so what we want to do now, I'm going to show you literally every 4 hours, there's going to be a new trade opportunity for you to catch the spikes on pain or gain. So this is going to be a scalping strategy. It's not going to be a swing strategy. So if we have a 4-hour candle, right? So let's say we are currently on pain. So let's just write it here. We are currently in pain, so that equals sell. And when we are on gain pairs, that equals buy. So gain equals buy. So that's what we literally are looking for. So let's use the first one as an example. We are going to use the pain. So this is going to be a 4-hour candle, a 4-hour candle, this one right over here. So now what happens every 4 hours, right? A new candle starts. So let's say we are currently doing the pain one, so we're only looking for sells. As soon as the 4-hour candle starts, the new one, I'm going to mark out, so this is the old one, this one can be bearish or bullish. If it's bearish, it's going to play a huge favor in your confluences because we are only looking for sells. If it's bullish, you can still take a trade, but then you might be risking a stop loss hit or something like that. So let's jump straight to it. So every 4 hour, as soon as the new 4-hour candle starts, for example here, we want to wait for price to go up a little bit and then continue down, right? But we are going to look for this confirmation on the 30 minute. So as soon as you go down to the 30 minute, right, you want a bearish candle to form. You want a bearish candle to form, not a bullish. If it's a bullish, you don't enter your trade. So what happens, as soon as you get your very first bearish candle that is forming, right, you are going to mark out the low, not the wick of the candle. You're going to mark out the body of the candle where it closed, and then you are going to go all the way down to the 1 minute, right? All the way down to the 1 minute. And then what you look for, let me just get the drawing tool here. Where's the drawing tool? Yeah. So now this candle closed. Now you go down to the 1 minute. Bear in mind, this one needs to be bearish. You want price to be above the opening price, right? If we get a spike, so this is all the way down to the 1 minute. When we get a spike, okay, you want to draw your Fibonacci from the high of the spike to the low of the spike. Let's just quickly change the Fib settings so you can see what I'm doing here. And then you can also take a screenshot of how I make with my Fib settings. So it's really standard. I'm just going to make it easy for you to understand. Let's just make it black. So you can just see exactly the levels that I'm doing. So it's 0, 0, 0.5, 0.618, 0.786, and the 1, okay? So take a screenshot. These are the standard Fib settings. These are the ones that I use. So what you want to wait for now, you get your spike, okay? Then you want price to retrace to the 50% zone, okay? And then as soon as you get the 50% zone, you want to enter your trades. That's all up to you, how many spikes or trades you want to enter. But you want to enter from the 50, between the 50 and the 78. Yes, so what happens, right? Sometimes price is going to do this. Let me show you. Sometimes price is going to come into our zone, go past it, go past the 1, and then we have a spike down. So in case for this example, if you want to be safe, you can add another level, okay? And you can make this one 1.35. That's the one I use as well. And there you can see, so you can use that one as a stop loss if you want to. You can even make it a little bit smaller if you want to, and you can maybe make it 2.5. That's all up to your risk management or your risk appetite. And then you are going to catch 1 or 2 spikes and you are going to close your trade. So let me show you how this looks as an example. I'm also going to show you a video in a next video where I've actually trading this live, so you can exactly see where I put my entries in and where I close my trades to break even and everything like that. For this video, I'm just going to show you the strategy. So let's quickly have a look. So this is current price, 19th of October. So what we want to do, let's quickly see if we can put on the countdown. Yes. So here we go. Then 4-hour candle right over here. So what we want to do, we want to mark it out. Price is currently on this one here. Then we want to jump to the 30-minute, right? Remember the 30-minute. Sorry, what's happening here? Okay, let's just take a different one because I see the price is not moving there. So let's go a few candles back actually. So let's take this 4-hour candle right over here, the bearish 4-hour candle. Then we go to the 30-minute. So let's zoom in right over here. So now you can see, right? The first candle was a bearish candle when this 4-hour started. If this candle was a bullish candle, we won't look for trades because we are on pain. If the second candle was a bearish one, then we're going to mark out this low right over here. But this first candle of the 4-hour candle was a bearish, so we are going to mark out the low and we're going to draw our line. Straight after this, right, you're going to go down to the 1 minute. You are going to mark out the candle that broke this low. So it's this one right over here. You are going to draw your fib, right, from the high to the low. And then you are going to enter your trade right over here on this zones right over here. There we go. There we go. So you see 1.25 is a little bit tight. So let's make it 1.35 as what I mentioned in the beginning. Then you'll see it covers your stop loss, right? You're going to have 1 or 2 spikes right over here. And then you climb out of the trade. You're done with this 4-hour. Let's go to the same pair. Let's go back to the 4-hour again. So now let's just delete everything. Let's go. Let's go to the previous 4-hour candle, okay? Now we go to the 30-minute again. Let's just mark out where the next one is going to start. So that's where the next one started, the one that we just did. So now we are looking for the first bearish candle to form, okay, inside of this 4-hour window. So let's just mark this one out. There we go, the close. So let's just go down to the 1 minute. Let's take it step for step. So if you don't get a trade within an hour, you don't take it, right? You move literally on to the next bearish candle. Let's just mark it out. So this one ended. So this here, the new candle has started. So now let's just go to the 1 minute. And now we just wait for the spike to continue down. And what time was this? 8:30. So if there's 9:30, no trade, then we don't count this one. So you'll see there's 9:30. Price never came below this one, so it's invalid. So let's go back to the 30-minute. Where was the next bearish candle that formed? It was this one right over here. So when the new one starts, right, let's just mark it out. When the new candle starts, you go back to the 1 minute. Here is the candle that broke this low. So you draw from the high to the low. And as you can see, price came into our zone on the 50 and the 61.8, and you got one spike, two spikes, and you out of the trade. You out of the trade. So that's a nice scalping one. So let's go to the previous 4-hour candle. So we did this one, we did this one. Let's do this one now. Okay, so 4 hours started. Let's go to the 30-minute. There we go. Bearish, right? Now we're just going to give it an hour time. Let's see if we actually had a spike below that low. We did. Here we go. So you draw your fib from this high to this low. Guess what? You got stopped out. Nothing you can do about it. That's part of trading. Let's go back to the 30-minute. Let's just delete this. Where was the next bearish candle? Was right over. Yeah. There we go. This was 3 a.m. I just want to mark this out. There was the bearish, so the new candle is starting there. So let's go to the 1 minute and see if we get a close. Let's just draw this out. There we go. We got our closure right over there. As you can see, guess what? You draw your fib from this high to this low. And as you can see nicely, price came into our zone. We got an entry on the 0.5, one spike, two spikes, you out of the trade, you out of the trade. So on this 4-hour candle, you had one losing trade and you had one winning trade. But your winning trade is far more than the losing one that you got. So you're still in profit. Let's show you one more example. So let's go to the 4-hour. Let's delete everything. Let's go, we were on this one. Let's go to the previous one. This literally happens every 4 hours. So if you want higher probability trades, right, you want to wait for candles that has formed bearish on the 4-hour. For example, let's take this one right over here. So we are inside of an order block right over here. So I'm going to show you how you can get one or two spikes out, even if you are in an order block and price wants to reverse. Okay. So let's quickly look at that quickly. So we mark out the 4 hour. So this is the new candle that started. Sorry, this one right over here. So this candle finished bearish. Now we want to start on this candle right over here. So let's go down to the 30-minute. There we go. The first candle is a bearish candle. We draw out. We go to the 1 minute. There we go. On the 1 minute, which candle broke this low? It was this one right over here. So you mark out the high and the low. As you can see, price entered our 0.5 level. We got one spike, two spikes, and you are out of the trade. So this is a really nice 4-hour scalping strategy. It's not going to happen every single 4 hour. It's not going to happen. Every trade is going to be a winning trade. But this is a nice way of scalping the spikes. And you don't have to sit in front of the charts every single minute of the day. You can come to your charts every 4 hour. You can look for a point of interest and you can take it from there. So your higher probability trades is the ones that's bearish on the 4 hour on pain pairs. And it's going to be bullish on the gain pairs right over there. So let's actually go to one gain pair just to show you everything works exactly the same. So let's go gain. Let's go 4 hour. I'm just going to do the most second recent one. So here you can see we had a green candle here, right? So we want to start on this 4 hour candle because this one closed bullish. So we jump down to the 30-minute. Why is it doing this? Sorry guys, I don't know why is it doing. Let's just go a little bit back. Trading view here is messing up a little bit. Let's do this one. Okay, so the bullish candle ended right over here. So we want to catch one or two spikes on this candle right over here. So we've closed bullish. So let's go to the 30-minute. Now we wait for the first candle to literally be bullish. Again, we are going to wait for 1 hour. If 1 hour gone past and we haven't got any trade, we go to the next one. Let's just make our 4 hour window clearly so we know exactly when it ends. So let's go back to the 30-minute. So this is our window of trade opportunity right over here, because here the next 4 hour candle starts again. So bullish, okay, cool. Let's mark out the high. Let's see if we got a spike above. Remember, if 1 hour finishes, right, you go on to the next one. Here we go. We got a spike immediately through this one. Let's mark it out. And then again, as you can see, we would have entered our trades right over there, went straight through, and we hit stop loss right over here. Okay, cool. That's part of trading. Let's have a look what's happening right over here. So let's just delete this. Let's wait for the next bullish candle to form. Here it closed, so I want to mark the close right over here. Let's go to the 1 minute and see if we got a spike there. Let's have a look. There we go. We got a spike. So we draw out our highs. There we go. That's our entry zones. Guys, guess what? Stop loss immediately. Another losing trade. It happens. That's part of trading. It happens. Let's go to the next 30-minute. Let's mark out this bullish candle right over there. Okay. There we go. Let's go back to the 1 minute. There we go. So here we got that break. We draw our fib from this low to this high of this candle that broke. Our entry zone, you got 1, you got 2, 3, 4 spikes, you in and you out, and then the next 4-hour candle started. So in this 4-hour window, you had 2 losing trades and you have 1 winning trade. So that's how it works. That's part of the strategy. It's a mechanical strategy. You don't have to know daily buyers. You don't have to look for order blocks. You don't have to look for fair value gaps. Yes, you can do it. I also do it for extra confirmation. But for this video, I just showed you the mechanical part of the strategy, but you're going to have a bigger success rate if you combine it with like a 4-hour order block or a 4-hour fair value gap and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.